Hey everyone! Welcome to our countdown of the weirdest and funniest New Year traditions from around the globe. You won't believe some of these. We're talking traditions that'll make you go, wait, they do what? Get ready to laugh, maybe cringe a little. And definitely text your friends about these wild ways people ring in the new year, from eating lucky grapes at lightning speed to getting into fistfights with your neighbors. We're not kidding. We've got a wild ride for you, so buckle up, grab your noisemakers, and get ready to explore the wonderfully weird world of New Year's traditions. All right, first up, we're heading to Spain, where they celebrate New Year's Eve with a mouthful of grapes. Yep, you heard that right. As the clock strikes midnight, people try to stuff 12 grapes, one for each month of the year, into their mouths. And they gotta eat them all before the last bell tolls. I mean, talk about pressure. Can you imagine trying to enjoy your New Year's kiss with a mouthful of grapes? It's like a delicious but very messy obstacle course. Now, the Spanish say that if you manage to eat all 12 grapes, you're in for a year of good luck. But if you choke, well, let's just say you might want to avoid ladders and black cats for the next 365 days. I gotta try this, though. I'm pretty good at eating, but 12 grapes in under a minute, that's a challenge, even for a seasoned snacker like me. Hey, maybe there's a business opportunity here. Fallon's Fast Grapes. Pre-peeled, perfectly sized for your New Year's countdown. I'm calling my agent after this. Next up, we're jetting off to Denmark, where they celebrate New Year's Eve with a little less fruit. Instead of grapes, they're all about smashing plates. Yeah, you heard me right. In Denmark, they say goodbye to the old year by grabbing a bunch of old dishes and chucking them at their friends' and neighbours' doors. Now, I don't know about you, but if someone chucked a bunch of plates at my door, I'd be a little freaked out. But hey, it's all in good fun, right? The idea is that the bigger the pile of broken dishes on your doorstep, the more popular you are. Which I guess makes sense, but imagine having to clean up all that broken china on New Year's Day. Talk about a party foul. Maybe they should stick to confetti and noisemakers next year. Just a thought. All right, we're moving on to Ecuador. Now, I love a good bonfire as much as the next guy, but these folks take it to a whole new level. They build these scarecrows, right? But we're not talking about your friendly neighborhood scarecrow chilling in a cornfield. These are like the mega scarecrows stuffed with paper and ready to party. And when I say party, I mean go up in flames. That's right, they torch these bad boys as a symbol of, you guessed it, getting rid of all the bad vibes from the past year. Talk about a clean slate, right? It's like hitting the reset button, Ecuadorian style. And I gotta hand it to them. They know how to make a statement. Can you imagine if we did this in Times Square? We could have a giant papier-mâché ball drop that bursts into flames at midnight. Actually, on second thought, maybe not the best idea. Fire marshals would probably have a thing or two to say about that, but you've got to admit there's something kind of cathartic about watching your troubles go up in smoke. It's like, see you later, negativity. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. I'm all for starting the new year fresh, and if burning a scarecrow is what it takes, sign me up. Well, maybe not literally. I'm more of a confetti and champagne kind of guy, to be honest. Next up, we're jetting off to Thailand, the land of smiles, where they celebrate the new year with a whole lot of talc. Yep, you heard that right. Talc, baby powder, the stuff you sprinkle on babies. It's a thing in Thailand. Apparently they go around smearing this stuff on each other, and it's supposed to bring good luck. I mean, hey, who am I to argue with tradition? If someone came at me with a handful of baby powder, I'd probably just close my eyes and smile. It's all in good fun, right? Plus, you got to admit, there's something kind of sweet and innocent about it. It's like a big, giant baby powder fight. But instead of trying to pelt each other, it's all about those good vibes and well wishes. I can just imagine it now, me and the roots covered head to toe in talc, wishing everyone a happy new year. We'd look like a bunch of powdered donuts. but hey, at least we'd be spreading the good luck. All right, maybe we'll stick to high fives and hugs, or maybe just a friendly fist bump from a safe distance. Hold on to your hats, folks, because we're about to get real in Peru. We're talking about Takanakui, a tradition where people settle their differences with good old-fashioned fist fights. Yep, you heard me right, fist fights. Now, before you go thinking this is some kind of barbaric brawl, let me explain. It's all about starting the new year with a clean slate. Got beef with your neighbor? Duke it out. Had a disagreement with your mother-in-law? Time to throw down. Oh, okay, maybe not your mother-in-law, but you get the idea. It's a way to release all that pent-up aggression and start the year fresh. Plus, it's all done in a very organized and respectful manner with referees and everything. Still, I think I'll stick to resolving my conflicts with a strongly worded text message, or maybe just a passive-aggressive emoji. You know, something a little less punchy. But hey, if fist-fighting is your thing, more power to you, Peru. Just promise you'll wear a mouth guard. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to have you here today. I'm Sushi, and today we're diving into some of the most fascinating and downright bizarre New Year's traditions from around the globe. Trust me, some of these are real head-scratchers. So far, we've covered the Spanish tradition of eating 12 grapes at lightning speed as the clock strikes midnight, which, hey, I'd totally be up for if they were those delicious cotton candy grapes. And then there's Denmark, where you basically get to unleash your inner rock star by smashing plates against your friends' doors. It's all in good fun and meant to bring good luck. But buckle up, because things are about to get a little, shall we say, interesting. We're heading to a place where the New Year's tradition is both eerie and heartwarming. We're heading down to Chile, where they take ringing in the new year to a whole new level. And by new level, I mean something that might just give you chills. And by new level, I mean spending the night with the dearly departed. Yes, you heard that right. Yeah, you heard me right. In some parts of Chile, families gather in cemeteries on New Year's Eve to spend the night with their deceased loved ones. In some parts of Chile, families gather in cemeteries on New Year's Eve to spend the night with their deceased loved ones. They believe it brings them closer to those they've lost. They clean the graves, light candles, and some even sleep next to the tombstones. It's a way to honor and remember their loved ones in a very personal and intimate setting. Talk about a slumber party. It's a unique blend of the eerie and the heartfelt, showing just how diverse and fascinating New Year's traditions can be around the world. Now, I'm all about family, but this one might be a little too close for comfort, even for me. I mean, I once shared a bunk bed with my brother on a family vacation, and let's just say that was traumatic enough. The idea behind this tradition is to feel closer to those they've lost, and to start the new year with their ancestors' blessings. And hey, maybe it's a beautiful way to honor their memory. But personally, I'm sticking to reminiscing over old photo albums and maybe a plate of Grandma's cookies. R.I.P. Grandma, but I'm good over here. I don't know about you guys, but I'm suddenly feeling very grateful for noisemakers and confetti. Welcome back to the craziness. We're still exploring the world's most unusual New Year's traditions, and let's just say things aren't getting any less strange. We just left Chile, where they like to get up close and personal with their dearly departed. And now we're hopping over to Germany, where they celebrate by playing with fire and molten metal. Safety first, am I right? Okay, so picture this. You're gathered with your family and friends. Maybe you've got some schnitzel and pretzels on the table, and you're all huddled around a pot of molten lead. Don't worry, it's totally normal. In Germany, at least. This tradition, called Bleigießen, which I'm definitely not pronouncing right, involves melting small pieces of lead and pouring them into cold water. Now, I'm not going to lie, this sounds kind of fun. It's like a fortune cookie, but with more fire hazards. And hey, who doesn't love a little molten metal to spice up their New Year's Eve party? But here's the thing. Interpreting those lead shapes sounds about as easy as understanding my dog's barks. Is that blob a heart, predicting a new romance? Or is it a pile of... well, you get the idea. Still, gotta give it to the Germans for creativity. It's definitely more exciting than just reading your horoscope. And hey, if all else fails, you can always use the leftover lead to make some cool, abstract sculptures, right? All right, folks, that's it for our molten metal adventures in Germany. All right, folks, buckle up for South Africa. This is a place where traditions are as vibrant and unique as the landscapes themselves. Here, they celebrate New Year's Eve with a little tradition I like to call furniture flipping out. It's not just a quirky name, it's a full-blown event. Forget confetti and noisemakers. We're talking couches, chairs, maybe even the occasional armoire taking a flying leap into the new year. Imagine the spectacle of it all. I mean, can you imagine looking out your window on New Year's Eve and seeing a lazy boy doing a swan dive from a third-story window? It's like a scene from a surreal movie. Talk about a wake-up call. It's a sight that would definitely make you do a double take. But hey, who am I to judge? Maybe it's their way of starting fresh with a clean slate and a new living room set. Maybe they just really need to upgrade their living room set. And the best part, it's a communal activity that brings everyone together. It's all about getting rid of the past year's troubles. Got a bad breakup? Toss that old love seat out the window and let it go. Chuck that old love seat out the window. It's a symbolic gesture of moving on and starting anew. Credit card bill got you down? Sayonara? Sectional sofa? It's a way to physically and emotionally clear out the clutter. It's cathartic, it's symbolic, it's potentially dangerous to anyone walking by, so always keep an eye out. So, word to the wise, if you're ever in South Africa for New Year's Eve, maybe stick to the well-lit streets, yeah? And keep your head up, literally. And now I know what you're thinking. Jimmy, this all sounds like a recipe for disaster. And you know what, you're not wrong. But let's dive a bit deeper into this quirky tradition. I mean, throwing heavy objects from a height, not exactly OSHA-approved New Year's fun. But there's more to it than just the chaos. Sure, it sounds wild, but there's a method to the madness. South Africans seem to have a system for this whole furniture flinging thing. They don't just start tossing things willy-nilly. Apparently, they usually clear out the streets beforehand, making sure no one gets hurt. And it's not just about clearing the streets. Police are often present to make sure things don't get too out of hand. Safety first, kids. Still, I can't help but imagine the conversations leading up to this tradition. It must be quite the planning session. Hey, honey, what are we doing for New Year's this year? Oh, you know, the usual cleaning out the attic, chucking the china cabinet out the window. Same old, same old. It's almost like a community event, but you've got to admire their commitment to starting the year fresh, right? Out with the old, literally, and in with the new. Just maybe leave the furniture tossing to the professionals, okay? Or, you know, just stick to setting off some sparklers. Much safer and less likely to result in a trip to the emergency room. After all, starting the year with a broken arm isn't exactly ideal. So let's celebrate responsibly and make sure everyone has a happy and safe new year. Remember, it's all about having fun and staying safe. Happy New Year, everyone. Let's make it a memorable one without any trips to the emergency room. Stay safe and enjoy the celebrations. Next stop, Colombia. And get ready to pack your bags because they've got a New Year's tradition that's all about wanderlust. We're talking about suitcase swagger, baby. That's right, folks. In Colombia, they celebrate the new year by grabbing their empty suitcases and strutting their stuff around the block. It's like a New Year's Eve fashion show, but instead of haute couture, it's all about that luggage game. Think about it. You're strolling down the street, suitcase in tow, feeling like $1,000,000. Are you headed to the airport, maybe a swanky hotel? Or maybe, just maybe, you're manifesting a year filled with exciting adventures. It's all about putting those good vibes out there, folks. And hey, even if you're not jet-setting around the world, at least you got some exercise, right? Got to burn off those holiday cookies somehow. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, Jimmy, isn't walking around with an empty suitcase a little, superstitious? And to that I say, hey, who am I to judge? If it works, it works. Plus, think of it this way. It's all about setting intentions, right? You're basically telling the universe, hey, I'm ready for some adventure in my life. Bring on the plane tickets, the passport stamps, the questionable street food, and who knows, maybe it'll actually work. You might just stumble upon a killer travel deal or win a free trip in a radio contest. Hey, stranger things have happened. I once found a $20 bill in my pocket on laundry day. True story. So channel your inner world traveler, grab your most stylish suitcase, empty of course, and get ready to walk your way into a year filled with adventure. Just maybe leave the swim trunks at home. It's January after all. Well, folks, there you have it. A whirlwind tour of some of the weirdest, wildest, and most wonderful New Year's traditions from around the globe. We've seen grapes get gobbled, plates get smashed, and furniture take flight. We've even learned that sometimes the best way to ring in the new year is with a suitcase in hand and a song in your heart. Thanks for watching. Which tradition did you find the weirdest? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more fun videos. Happy New Year, everybody. New